What do you do? One of the very first questions that we learn in any language, in a way that it is considered to be easy to answer. Moreover, we introduce ourselves, tell what we do. I'm an economics student. One would say I'm a project manager. We choose one description of ourselves. However, is it really our choice? It seems that our world is constructed in a way that it forces us to choose one career path. From the university major till the jobs that we have to do for a living. However, if you are not able to choose one single career path, you may face anxiety, stress, pressure, and also, I do remember this feeling and may also remember back in the school days when you are not able to choose single career path. And I thought, after this career decision that is made at school, there would be no need to come back to this complicated question. And you may realize how wrong I was. And now I want to ask you, how many of you know what you want to do in life? Can you please raise your hand who know? Yeah, 50%. And it is interesting to note that actually right now we are studying some kind of major, but still we don't know what we want to do in life. So in the same way, I was not sure and even vulnerable when I met a new person and tried to answer to this question. My response would be, hello, my name is Aisulu. I'm an economics student. But actually, I'm minoring in Spanish and linguistics. And yeah, actually, when I have free time, I study sociology and psychology. And yeah, I do work. But I work as a graphic designer and a teacher. Moreover, when I have an opportunity, I act in films and do modeling. And even more, I was ready to leave this university to become a pilot with Air Astana. Complicated question, complicated response. And you may imagine this confusion of the person who was trying to be a friend with me. Yeah. Regardless of that, I was truly excited trying all these different interests. But still, I was not able to answer this simple question. What do you want to do later in my life? Moreover, I was constantly told, you need to focus. You need to focus to succeed in life. And it seemed like that I had a label on my forehead, Jack of all trades, Master of none. And I was convinced that it is a curse. And till the end of my days, I have to force myself to stick to one field and struggle. Until one day, I encountered one book that was titled Refuse to Choose. And I found out that I'm a scanner. Not this kind of scanner, but we do have some similarities. The author, Barbara Sher, explains the fundamental difference between two types of personalities. Scanners and devs. Scanners really love trying different fields and study and explore. They switch from one interest to another quite often. Meanwhile, divers, they take one interest and dive into it. In our world, divers are considered to be role models. Meanwhile, scanners, they are called scattered, unstable, with their constantly changing interests. Regardless of that, this simple idea allowed me to explore myself, to do what I really want to do in life. And moreover, constant question of why helped me to figure out that it is not a curse. Being a scanner, it is a gift. And now I want to tell you why and also share my own stories, my own experience, and also some findings. In my very first year at university, I joined numerous organizations. And that time I only knew knew some stuff about Instagram, so I started as a social media manager. But I wanted to do something more. For that, I needed graphic design and video editing skills. So I took this opportunity and started to explore different softwares you may know, Photoshop, Premiere Pro, and etc. And somehow this skill was noticed. And I became a graphic designer at Basta. Later, my position changed to graphic designer in chief, and it required a new set of skills, leadership skills. And I took this opportunity again. And I truly studied how to be a good leader, how to delegate tasks, how to motivate people. This experience helped me to become more confident to start my own project with more than 20, 30 people. And we even reached the final stages of incubation as a startup, where I realized that I want to innovate. And to innovate, I needed a new set of skills, machine learning skills. Yeah, and now you may easily realize and guess what I'm studying right now. Yeah, machine learning. And we scanners, we are not afraid to be complete beginners. Exploring something new excites me, drives me, and when the level of news goes down, and I'm stuck in one field, I realize that I need to study something, explore something. And if I'm not able to study and explore something major as a new field and create my own startup, I start to explore something smaller in a Magnum or in a supermarket when I want to find out some kind of new sweetness, new cookies to explore. And it is so devastating for us, for scanners, to limit ourselves. And it's not so healthy. So switching from one interest to another actually helps us to learn rapidly, which is so essential in today's constantly changing world. Secondly, as I have mentioned before, we scan through different fields. It enables us to see a broader picture and be jack of all trades. When I started my own project, when I was trying to build it myself as a solo founder, I realized that you need different set of abilities and skills. You have to know different fields, especially even later when you want to be a manager, for instance. You have to know IT, programming, how to manage people, more and more. And it turns out that scanners are great leaders. And you may know these great leaders: Elon Musk, Richard Branson, Steve Jobs, and more. And lastly, you may remember my struggle, even my depression. But one day I just decided to calm down and analyze what I have in my toolkit, what kind of experience. So I started to analyze from one interest to another and ask one essential, very important question. Why exactly this field interests me? And I found out that graphic design actually was interesting for me to study how to use colors, typefaces in order to capture attention and influence people. Creative writing, how to write a good story to touch people's feelings and persuade. Economics, how people make decisions in scarcity. Psychology, sociology, how people behave, why they behave in a certain way. Even machine learning, how to manipulate these machines in order to make them make decisions for us, just providing some data. And I found some kind of connection, which is how people make decisions. It was my why, my question that ignited my fire. And also I realized that there is no need to stick to one field. It is better to choose your question, your why, and explore it. And I found out one new field, which is called behavioral economics, that truly explores how people make decisions. And you know, and when you don't know this position, this position does not exist in our country. And probably you don't know about that. And in the same way, maybe your perfect career may not exist right now or in our country. So maybe there is no need to limit ourselves trying to fit in this kind of mold. And now, also, you may realize that you are a scanner or a diver. I want to include some extra points to consider. Yes, we said that we have two types of personalities, scanners and divers. But do not consider it as a binary. Actually, it is a spectrum where you can be placed anywhere. Even in my life, I'm not able to imagine this kind of person, a diver who works in one field his or her whole life. It's just really difficult. And secondly, when you start a new interest, do not overburden it. Your interest doesn't have to be your occupation. Just imagine, you are truly interested in playing football, and one day you decided to become a professional football player. But now you have new responsibilities to earn money and provide your family. This obligation may erase all your enjoyment that you do while you're playing football. And similarly, do not overburden your interests, especially in the initial stages. For instance, right now, I'm not ready to risk my GPA in order to take some kind of interesting subject. I would rather just audit it, and I personally know that it is a better option. And later, I felt that I'm quite interested how we make decisions. So I want to add one interesting model, how generally we make decisions, because career decision is also a decision. So, we have a simple model. So, in order to make a decision, initially we gather information. In the initial, we gather information, and after that, we integrate it. When integration process is finalized, we understand what is our decision. Sometimes it is consciously, unconsciously, but we make this decision. In the same way, we can make this career decision, because the very initial stage is crucial. We have to gather information. We have to try everything in order to understand what truly excites you. Right now, you have great opportunity to explore what you really want to do, and possibly you will eliminate some of them. It is a purpose. And also, I want to quote one famous scanner and great leader, Steve Jobs. He said, "Don't settle, keep looking." And also, he said, "We are not able to connect the dots looking forward, just backwards." And now I realize that in the very first year at university, I was not able to connect the dots, understand what I really want to do in life. But right now, standing here, I understand, trying all that, doing all these kind of mistakes, and now I realize what I really want to do, what I really want to explore. And maybe it changes, but I'm able to connect those right now. And also, I want to finish with one more question. Just imagine, if there was no need to choose the one career path, and if you give yourself the permission to be everything you want to be, what would your life look like? Just imagine. Thank you.